Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news. You know, when we talk about the NFL, especially the Pittsburgh Steelers, what immediately comes to mind is that rich history, the legendary defenses, the iconic players who have worn the black and gold, and that unwavering fan support that makes Heinz Field, now Acrisure Stadium, a fortress. And this offseason, there's been a lot of buzz swirling around the Steelers that could very well shape their future for years to come. But today, what I want to focus on is a particular piece of news that has the potential to shake up not only the AFC North, but the entire conference. Yes, you heard that right. We're talking about a possible addition to the Steelers roster, someone who could be a game changer, a veteran receiver with a lot to prove, and a hunger to win one last Super Bowl before calling it a career. Now, before we dive into the specifics, let's set the stage a bit. The Steelers, as you all know, have been in a bit of a transition lately. With Mike Tomlin still at the helm, they're always contenders, but last season showed some gaps, especially on offense. Kenny Pickett, who burst onto the scene as a rookie, showed flashes of brilliance, but he's still developing. The offensive line has been a work in progress, and the passing game, while promising, could use some seasoning and veteran leadership. That's where the rumors start to heat up, and the possibility of bringing in a veteran wide receiver, someone with playoff experience and a knack for clutch plays, begins to look more and more like an option that Pittsburgh should consider seriously. Just to give a little background, last year, the Bills made headlines with a very interesting trade. They sent a third-round pick in 2025 to the Cleveland Browns in exchange for wide receiver Amari Cooper. Now, Cooper is an intriguing player. He's been around for a while, with a solid track record, especially during his time with Dallas. Last season, with the Bills, he played 8 games, hauling in 297 yards and scoring 2 touchdowns. Not exactly the numbers you'd expect from a player acquired to be a primary weapon, but the Bills probably thought they'd get more out of him. Sometimes the fit just doesn't click, and Cooper's production didn't quite meet expectations, which might be why he's still a free agent as of July 2nd. The Bills, after all, added other options in the offseason, signing 2 free agents, Josh Palmer and Elijah Moore, trying to bolster their receiving core. This is where the Steelers come into the picture. The team has been active, trading away George Pickens early in May, which left a bit of a void on the outside. While the Steelers did add Jonnu Smith, mainly as a versatile weapon, and have guys like Allen Robinson, who's been a solid veteran, the depth and explosiveness on the perimeter are still questioned. And Pittsburgh, as a team in win-now mode, especially with a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers stepping in, needs to maximize its chances this season. Rodgers, turning 40 this year, has made it clear that he's in the twilight of his career, and he's got one last shot at a Super Bowl. So, bringing in a veteran like Amari Cooper, with his route-running ability, experience in big moments, and familiarity with NFL defenses, makes a lot of sense. In fact, some analysts believe that Cooper could be a perfect fit for the Steelers' offense. His ability to run crisp routes, create separation, and make contested catches perfectly complements what the Steelers are trying to build. Plus, Cooper's presence would not only upgrade the passing game, but also provide an insurance policy for the young receivers like George Pickens, who's now with the Dallas Cowboys, and others like Calvin Austin III. His veteran leadership could be invaluable in a locker room that's eager to make a playoff push and finally break through to that next level. And let's be honest, the Steelers' offense has been a bit inconsistent in recent years, especially in the passing game. They've relied heavily on Najee Harris and that stout running attack, but that's not enough to beat the top teams in the league. They need a reliable target for Kenny Pickett, someone who can step up in critical moments. Cooper, with his playoff experience and history of making tough catches, could be that guy. Think about the possibilities, second and long, third and short, having a veteran receiver who knows how to get open, how to read defenses, and how to perform under pressure. That's exactly what Pittsburgh needs to elevate their offense. Now, here's an interesting twist. Cooper, as a veteran, might be holding out for the right opportunity. Many NFL players nearing the end of their careers prefer to wait until training camp is over, so they don't have to go through the grind of the entire offseason. It's a strategic move, waiting for a team that really fits, that has a real shot at contention, and where he can make a difference right away. And honestly, the Steelers fit that mold perfectly. They're a team with a rich history, a passionate fan base, and a roster hungry for respect and success. The potential of Cooper joining Pittsburgh is not just about filling a roster spot. It's about adding a piece that could tip the scales. If he signs with the Steelers, it could have ripple effects across the AFC North and the entire AFC landscape. Imagine the Steelers with a legitimate WR1, a guy who can stretch the field and make plays in clutch moments. That would make life much harder for defenses trying to contain the offense. And if Cooper and Rodgers develop chemistry quickly, the Steelers could be a dark horse, a team nobody wants to face come playoff time. But let's not forget, there's always a bit of drama in the NFL offseason. Cooper might be weighing options, listening to offers, and waiting for the right team to come calling. Sometimes, veterans prefer to see how training camp unfolds before making a final decision. They want to avoid the chaos of a rushed signing and want to be 100% sure they're stepping into a good situation. So don't be surprised if we hear that Cooper is taking his time, watching the market, and weighing his options. What's really exciting is the possibility of him landing in Pittsburgh. Think about the impact it would have on the team's chemistry, on Kenny Pickett's development, and on their overall chances of making a deep playoff run. The Steelers have been close in recent years, and with a few strategic moves, they could be back among the league's elite. Adding a veteran receiver like Cooper could be the missing piece, the final puzzle piece to push this team over the edge. And just imagine the headlines if Cooper joins Pittsburgh and then faces off against the Bills in the playoffs. A rematch, with Cooper potentially playing a pivotal role, would be nothing short of epic. It's the kind of storyline that gets fans talking, that adds drama and excitement to an already thrilling NFL season. The AFC North, known for its tough, physical battles, could become even more competitive if these pieces fall into place. So, as we look ahead to training camp and the upcoming season, keep an eye on this situation. The Steelers are always active, always looking for ways to improve, and this offseason might just bring a veteran addition that elevates their game to the next level. Whether Cooper ends up in Pittsburgh or elsewhere, what's clear is that this NFL offseason has been full of surprises, and the Steelers are right in the middle of it, ready to make their mark. Now let's pause here for a moment. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Because honestly, folks, what happens in the next few weeks could define the Steelers' season and perhaps even their franchise's future. With the right move, the right veteran presence, and a team hungry for redemption, Pittsburgh could be looking at a very exciting 2024. And speaking of excitement, we know that Steelers fans are some of the most passionate in the NFL. Your support, your voice, your comments all matter so much. That's why I want to hear from you. Do you think adding Amari Cooper or another veteran receiver is the move that could push Pittsburgh over the top? Or do you believe they should focus on developing their young talent and building from within? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers organization. We love engaging with you, hearing your predictions, your hopes, and your fears for this upcoming season. Because at the end of the day, it's all about this incredible fan base, the history, the pride, and the relentless pursuit of greatness that makes Pittsburgh Steelers football so special. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, analysis, and insights into the Steelers' latest moves, injuries, roster decisions, and everything that could influence their chances this season. The NFL never sleeps, and neither do we. So stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's keep the conversation going. Because if there's one thing we know for sure, it's that the Pittsburgh Steelers are always in the mix, always fighting, and always striving for that next Super Bowl victory. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.